Welcome back. We are going to talk about the potential worst day in crypto and stock history that could happen tomorrow, primarily because of all the tariffs, all of the fear mongering, and just all of the news that's coming out about it. And we're going to talk about how that's going to pertain to crypto, because again, there's been some experts. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just an idiot on the internet that loves to talk about crypto, that loves to kind of discuss these things. The way that I learn is by discussing different things with different people, getting different perspectives. I think that it's incredibly important to get a different perspective or different side of a story. The reason why is if you only get your news from one source, if you only pay attention to one different area, and you don't challenge other people's opinions respectfully, you're going to miss out. You're going to do a massive disservice to yourself. And that's one of the biggest reasons, or that's one of the big issues that we do have in crypto or investing, is because people, number one, are not able to pivot. Number two, people are not able to admit that they're wrong. And number three, people are not able to listen to somebody else's perspective. For example, XRP, Bitcoin, XRP, communities completely hate each other instead of simply hedging in both. I have both. Why? Because I'm here to make as much money as ethically as possible. And that's the way that you do it. And what we're seeing happen all over the internet, we're seeing all of this discourse, we're seeing everybody that's an expert on tariffs, etc. Me personally, am I an expert on tariffs? No. Am I going to talk about it? Yes. Why? Because it helps me learn more about them. As far as I know, these tariffs, they are reciprocal. These tariffs are also set in place as a negotiation tactic because, again, governments are run like businesses. The reason why they're run like businesses is because they take debt. They take our taxpayer dollars that we are forced to make. They invest it here. They give it here. They do all of these different things with it. And do we have a say? Yes, we have a say as to who we vote for. But at the end of the day, we vote for these people that we're supposed to put trust into, and we can't always assume that they are going to do the right thing. And as far as the tariffs go, that's something that Trump had talked about. Tariffs are talked about in every single administration. So this is not necessarily a Trump thing. Did I vote for Trump? Yes. Do I agree with everything he does? No. Why? Because you can't simply trust any public servant ever. You always need to demand that they do better and they represent your best interest all of the time. Did I vote for him because I was voting pro crypto? Yes. Did he do everything that he said he was going to do as our first pro crypto president? Yes. Am I pleased with that? Yes. Am I pleased with other things he's doing? Not necessarily. However, we talk about the story of President Bukele from El Salvador. El Salvador was a complete, utter hot mess. They integrated Bitcoin as legal tender, I believe, 2019. Everybody doubted them. Everybody was trashing. They were getting stuff slung at them from the IMF, other countries everywhere. And look where they are now. They're a lot safer country. They're doing a lot better economically. And sometimes you have to take chances. I don't know what other option there is in America right now than to try to negotiate with a lot of these countries with tariffs. Is it going to work out? I have no idea. But at the end of the day, what is the other option? What is another option? Because what we were doing in the past was simply not working. It wasn't working. And if it was working, show me examples. Show me jobs. Show me inflation numbers. Show me people. And those numbers, those are all BS, okay? What the public servants do and what all of these entities do, they create equations. They use specific sample sizes, that N number, and they plug it in and they like to manipulate. That's why I'm not a big fan of statistics. And I took like 10 or 15 math classes because I wanted to be a pharmacist. You got to take a lot of math classes. So they manipulate the sample size to push out this narrative. Great, fine, fantastic. Well, at the end of the day, all I know is that most people are having trouble finding jobs. They're having trouble putting food on the table. They're having to use credit cards to pay for food, shelter, and energy. And that's not okay. We should not be sending money to all these other countries while we have so many people suffering in America. Something has to change. Something definitely has to change. So how do I feel about tariffs? It's kind of like we're going to try this and see if it works or not. And I'm come from the mentality of when you have nowhere to go, when you're completely backed up in a corner, you have to start pulling tricks out of your hat. You have to start negotiation. You have to start fighting. You have to start pushing forward somehow. And sometimes you have to make irrational choices. For example, I was always super financially conservative and super conservative with the choices that I make. And again, I'm not defending anything. I'm just trying to give you guys some perspective of some of the people that are flipping out. I worked at the same company for 10 years. I worked in their retail sector. Then I transitioned to healthcare because I thought, hey, there's going to be other opportunities for me. There wasn't. I was making $15 an hour for like 8 years or I think 5 years before I got like a couple dollar raise. Okay. That job was not going anywhere. It was a dead end job. And I was always brought up very conservative to, you get a job, you stay there, you work really hard and you get promoted. That's not the way that the job market is. So that was really shocking for me. So I made a choice to quit my job as a new mom, as my daughter's father was starting his own business, and finish school so that I could figure out something else so I can better myself. And that was a really radical choice for me. I was so scared. We had a house, we had a brand new baby, we had 2 other kids. It was scary. My back was up against the wall. I couldn't deal with what was going on at the job anymore. The way that they were treating our patients, the way they wanted to treat our patients, the way they were treating employees was horrific. The company is a very large company. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want any legal action, but I made a choice. It was a very risky choice. I ended up finding crypto. I ended up finishing college, which only reason why I got my degree was to honor my father, and to hopefully to get a better job. And I ended up thriving. I live in an amazing house. My daughter is set. She goes to a good school. She is healthy. Her dad's doing okay. My other kids are doing okay. Life is good. My quality of life today, because I took a massive risk that I didn't know if it was going to pay off or not, it worked out incredibly well. So moral of the story is, sometimes when you are put in a bad situation, maybe created by yourself or by other people, whatever the situation is, you have to make choices and you have to change the game up. That's exactly what the president of El Salvador did. That's exactly what President Trump is doing. Is what President Trump doing going to work out in our favor? I have no idea. But what else are we supposed to do? These tariffs, they're negotiation tactics. They're not going into effect right away. The stock market is going to react tomorrow. The crypto markets are going to react tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of volatility. There's going to be insane volatility. And that's why I told you guys, I've been screaming and yelling at the top of my lungs, even since before Trump became president. Quarter 1 and quarter 2 is going to be immensely volatile. We are not going straight to the moon. Why? Well, because there's going to be a lot of policy changes. There's going to be a lot of announcements about crypto, a lot of policy changes, tariffs, all these different things. And that's going to cause uncertainty in the market. That's going to cause uncertainty in the stock market and in the crypto markets. That's why I said, prepare for volatility. I've got videos going way, way, way back where I've said that. Mustang Man said, worst day is coming soon. Next few days, it could be. It could be. Or we can win. We don't know yet. So we're going to see exactly what's going to happen. We're just kind of here. And if you're like a millennial like myself, we went through 9/11. We went through the panorama. We went through all of this insane stuff. Okay. All of these crazy things. 2008 recession. Horrific. We're in a recession now. And we're in a recession and we're getting ready to where everything pops. It's scary. It is scary. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the news that's happening. We're going to cover charts. We're going to see what I'm seeing in the market. And again, disagree with me. Powell needs to cut rates or we are going to 50K. Powell does need to cut rates. He does. Rates need to be cut. Doge needs to keep cutting spending. There's a lot of things that need to happen. Interest rates right now are unsustainable. Like I'm looking at buying additional properties, why not? And exactly, I need chainlink to go under $10 because I want to buy more. I want to buy 5 figures and hold on to it and wait and see what happens just because they're doing so incredibly well. Aave too. Those are things I'm looking at buying. But we're going to go ahead and see what's going on with the markets, see what we can see. And, we're just going to do the best we can. But again, I would expect market volatility. If you got dry powder on the side, consider using it. Is the crypto markets, but we're going to come right back to those. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that are happening. This right here, India and U.S. negotiate new trade deal amid global talks. This happened about an hour ago. So again, Trump imposed tariffs literally everywhere. And we've got a massive country like India that is negotiating. They want to negotiate a bilateral trade with the U.S. and bring down tariffs. Great. India concedes to President Trump, backing down from retaliatory tariffs on American goods. Indian officials now seek direct dialogue with Trump to pursue a new trade deal. That's good news so far. Is it going to work out in our favor? I have no idea. And we will see. Then there's a clip I want to play you. So this is from National Economic Council. Kevin Hassett says that over 50 countries have already reached out to President Trump to begin negotiations following new policies. And again, these tariffs are not expected to take place until, I believe, April 9th. They were announced, and the reason why they're announced is because people are going to negotiate. Or they're not going to. China so far is not negotiating. We'll end up seeing what happens, though.
I got a report from the USTR last night that more than 50 countries have reached out to the president to begin a negotiation. But they're doing that because they understand that they bear a lot of the tariff. And so I don't think that you're going to see a big effect on the consumer in the U.S. because I do think that the reason why we have a persistent long-run trade deficit is these people have very inelastic supply. They've been dumping goods into the country in order to create jobs, say, in China.
So we've had 50 countries reach out. They're talking about elastic supply, all that stuff. So we're going to see what ends up happening. We're going to end up seeing what's going to happen. And it's either could be really, really good or it could be really, really bad. But there's going to be a lot of volatility tomorrow. The stock market has already dumped like like $6 trillion, $5 trillion. It's had a really, really rough week. Crypto is thriving, though. Retail's stepping in, retail's buying. Why? Because retail has been put on the sidelines for so long. This is the thing. Is crypto a Ponzi? Some of it. Is the stock market a Ponzi? Yes. Now let's talk about that. Is that good or bad? Is good. Crypto's good for retail because there are not restrictions in crypto. They're not. Crypto is a definition of a true marketplace, not the stock market. Stock market, if you're poor, you're considered stupid and they don't want you to invest, but they'll let you invest in scratchers. They'll let you invest at the casino. But they don't get the same access to traditional financial goods and services as folks of different classes or hedge funds, etc. And people blaming that the hedge funds are going down and the banks are going down and TradFi going down on the Trump tariffs. Tariffs and brand new economic policies, this I do know, they take a while to see the actual results. For the most part, the hedge funds, the banks, and TradFi, they're effed because they're making poor investments, because they are used to the American taxpayers bailing them out. So they do what they spend our money in whichever way they want to spend it, and they don't give a flying F. And crypto at least allows you, if you self-educate yourself, if you work really hard, you self-educate yourself, you work really hard, and you are able to pivot, you're going to thrive in crypto. Is it hard? Yes. But guess what? There is no other industry that allows you to have access to a level playing field. And some people say, well, Wendy, the market's super manipulated. Yeah, it is in some cases. But guess what? Learn how to read wallets. Learn how to do your due diligence. Learn how to take profit. Learn to simply sit out and sit on your hands. You are responsible for your own actions and for your own choices. And you have the opportunity to thrive in crypto. Stock market, you can. It's going to be a lot harder. And if you're not utilizing all the different tools available to you, you will not do well. Very, 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 very simple. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead really quickly and give a shout out to all our channel members. Good morning to Mr. R. Good morning to Noah. I think Noah's a brand new channel member. Welcome to the O Army. We appreciate you. To the Sky. Gorgeous Julie. And it was Julie's birthday recently, so wish her happy birthday. Round of applause. Y'all want to be a channel member and get several special shout outs like $4? I got a baby to feed. Well, she's a big girl now. Anyways, let's get back into it. So that was that. Now, tariffs. I said Taiwan is offering 0% or zero tariffs to the U.S. in response to Trump's tariffs. And I said tariffs could go either way. I'm indifferent about them. However, I don't want debt to be passed to my child. Life in the future with advancement of tech will be hard enough for our kids. What do I mean by that? AI. A lot of these jobs are going away that we have. So Taiwan is already negotiating and discussing. And then we've got this over here. Okay, whatever. What is it? Oh yeah, that was pretty much it. That's what's going on with tariffs. Also too, what was this going? I forgot what that is. But let's go ahead and take a look at the markets, okay? And we're going to talk a little bit more about this tomorrow. But people that are bearish right now on crypto, framework for investment contract analysts of digital assets is available. So I went ahead and broke this really quickly. So the SEC post references a review of the framework for investment contract guideline, 2019 guideline to help determine if a digital asset qualifies for security under federal laws. The sample letter to companies regarding recent developments in crypto markets from 2022 advises companies to disclose material impact, blah, blah, blah. The review aligns with the executive order. An executive order President Trump signed in 2025, which mandates agencies like the SEC to identify 10 regulations for repeal for each new regulation, reflecting a broader deregulation push under unleashing prosperity through deregulation initiative. What does this mean? This basically means that Howie might go away for crypto. Do you understand what that means? Every single argument the SEC had that cryptos were securities, goodbye. This is why deregulation is important. Deregulation is important because sometimes we have laws that were created in way back in the day that do not apply to what is happening currently. Cryptos are not, it's very hard to prove that they're securities because Howie was created in like 1913, okay? So if you are somebody who is not patient or understanding how important this is and just focusing on these tariffs and focusing on the short term, you're not going to make it. The people that are patient, that are cool, calm, collective, that can use critical thinking, and I know all of you, all 460 of you on YouTube, I think 300 of you on TikTok watching me right now, you're intelligent enough. The reason why is because you're here with me right now. You're hearing what I'm saying. You're going to continue to do your due diligence, and you are going to seek another opinion. You're going to continue researching. You're going to come up with a narrative after you've done all this that makes sense to you to help you make as much money as ethically as possible to take care of your families and future yourself. That's exactly what you're doing. I might not be the smartest person. I might not be the most articulate person. I am just a hood B word from God knows how I'm still here. I'm an idiot on the internet, but guess what? I encourage you to do critical thinking. I encourage you to continue to move forward. And I encourage you to do the best that you can. Because you're capable of it. But if you're not bullish on this, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. Now let's take a quick look at the crypto markets. On the daily, we look like trash, and we can go down even further tomorrow. I would actually anticipate that. I would anticipate next week to be a complete hot mess because of the tariffs, because people are not patient enough to see what the outcome is, to see that all 50 countries that called that are wanting to negotiate what the outcome is going to be. This is the daily. This is the weekly. We look like trash. I have no idea why EOS is up 29.8%, but we are. Okay. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. We're just going to do a quick little overview. Bitcoin's at $81,000. Oh my God. So scary. Such a big dip. Okay. This is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Go ahead, remove our drawings, take a look at the weekly. We've got great support here at about $79,000 where these candle butts are. Candle head right over here. This week doesn't look super great. We had a swing wick high to 88,000. We opened at 82 and we're currently trading at about 81. Now, can we drop? We totally can. A decent drop between $75,000 and $70,000. 71 actually looks pretty good. Now, market CIPHER is looking like we want to go down. Taking a look at the daily. Daily's also in a downtrend. We're really, really, really holding on to this area of support here at about 80,000, but we also have more support at 76,000. So us going back down there might make sense. It might. We will see. Now, it looks like we're going to head down. 4-hour chart definitely looks like we're heading down. We're breaking down. So it looks like we're going to go back to about $80,000. And as far as the weekly goes, over here, in order for me to be bullish, we would need to close at least above $83,000. It's not looking like it. So I would expect to move down to 76. Could I be wrong? Yes. And again, that's invalidated if we get some sort of reversal. Ethereum is trading below 1,700. We're going to head down to about 1,500. I don't have a lot of faith with Ethereum right now. My spot bag is down and I'm mad. But it is what it is. I should take a profit and I didn't. So Ethereum does look like it's going to hit about $1,500. Solana over here, 108 and possibly to 96. Again, reversal, we would need to actually reverse above 124. We would need to reverse above a lot of these resistance areas. It's not looking likely. SUI, 190. XRP is one of the stronger coins. It really, really is. So if you're holding XRP, congratulations. Congratulations. Wendy is, I bought chainlink. And I bought chainlink. I'm going to buy aave when it hits my area. And I'm going to be focusing on other coins that are made in the USA. There's lots of coins made on the USA. We're actually partner with the coin made in the USA. I'll let you guys figure that out though. No, I will never tell you to buy anything ever, especially if we're partnered with them. Why? Because I will simply ask you to join the communities, ask questions and see if it's a good fit for you and make up your mind yourself. But coins that are made in the USA, they're going to continue to do well. Maybe not short term, but long term, yes. Taking a look at Link. Because I'm going to buy more. I bought more Link the other day. A Link. Ooh, I love this. Link broke down and is at $11.88, holding on to the swing wick low over here. I cannot wait for Link to get lower. Wait for it to get lower. I don't hate Digibyte. I've always supported the Digibyte community. I hope that they continue to do well. I'm just not interested in buying anymore right now. And that's not a bad thing. Link, I want Link to get to $10. If Link goes to $10, I'm buying $10,000 worth, which I know some of you is not a lot, but that's what I feel comfortable doing. Wow, Avalanche looks like complete trash, which is unfortunate. Hopefully it goes back up. And aave is down to 138. This is getting close to my buying range. I want us to hit up. I want us to hit. I want to buy aave at $100. That's what I want to buy. All right, let me see. Hold on a second. All right, we got more support than $78. But where was 2024? Okay, so this happened in 2024. All right, here we go. I'm gonna watch for aave. I'm going to wait to see. We're going to hit 120. And if the market continues to drop, we're going to hit 129, which is the support area over here. It looks super like we will. Then we've got more support at 117. Again, I'm hoping that this is going to happen. Again, if the way that we would be bullish essentially is if we stopped at these support areas and reversed and went up, and that's if Bitcoin decides to go up. I'm going to be looking over here. I'm going to try to buy aave around 100, below 100. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Again, I'm cheap. I like to buy the dips. Bitcoin dominance continues to rise, which is interesting. And the dollar popped back up, dumped, and then popped back up. We'll go back down to 100 though over here. So that's what's going on with the markets over here. Am I rich? I'm not rich at all. No, I live good though. I save a lot of money too. But anyways, you guys, that's the show today. I will tell you immediately, expect for a lot of volatility. Expect for a lot of volatility next week. It could be the stock market could continue to get decimated. Crypto can continue to get decimated. It is your choice how you respond to this. Have a bullish scenario and have a bearish scenario. But understand, this is a negotiation tactic that the tariffs are, that's happening with the tariffs, and it could go really, really well or really, really bad. And short term, a lot of this is not going to impact things short term as far as the economy goes. It's a longer term play. So be patient. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I will be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. PST, and we're going to get into it, baby. Bye-bye.